Alright, looks like everything should be going good on our end. How is everybody doing? How's everyone doing? We'll officially get started in about like 5 minutes, guys. But let's see, who do we got in the chat right now? Let's see, we got Real Wild, what's going on, bruh? Stitch, my man. Jim the Mad Viking, what's going on, bruh? Dark Tree, what's going on, bruh? Ghost, how you doing? AJ, what's going on? Super Hate, how you doing? TBDD, what's going on, dude? How's everyone doing right now? How's everyone going right now? How's everyone's weekend? I know obviously it's Tuesday, so it's not Monday, but how's everyone's weekend? I'm not it on Monday, so I don't get to ask that question. Here. Yeah, we'll get officially started in about 4 minutes. We'll go ahead and start in like 4 minutes, and we'll go and start answering some questions, going over some stuff that I want to talk to you guys about. Fidel, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? Brewer, what's going on, dude? Hey, we got the OGs here. We got the regulars here. All right. I see you guys. Raylan Copley, what's going on? Let me know too, guys, how the audio is coming in as well. If it's too loud or things need to be adjusted, I can do that. Just let me know how the audio is coming in. Also, how the video is coming in. If it's laggy or whatever. Let's see who's got Ackroyd, what's going on, bruh? Nick, how you doing? Sestrix, how you doing? Hunter Cantwell, how you doing, bro? Dylan Austin, Steel Rider, what's going on, guys? The fuck? Fidel So foot massage? No. I mean, okay, to be fair, if there was anyone that I would trust with a like giving a good foot massage too, outside of my own partner, outside of like my partner Jazz, I would probably say it would be you, Fidel. I think you would probably give very good foot massage. I will say I give very, very good massages. Like I actually was the unofficial masseuse for our entire water polo and swim team. So anytime anyone would get like cramps or like right before a match or even afterwards, if people were feeling like super like tense up, I would usually be the one to go and literally just in a train, like, all right, you get 5 minutes. Work. All right, next person, 5 minutes. But if I had to trust someone with my feet, if I had to get a good massage, and my partner wasn't there, Jazz wasn't there, I'd trust you, Fidel. Stewie, what's going on? The Geezers, what's going on, bruh? Emin1256, what's going on, man? Yeah, we'll get started in about like 2 more minutes. I'm excited for this Q&A as well. The Geezers, don't worry, I will be helping and answering your question as well. We're going to officially start answering questions in about 2-ish minutes. I'm going to go over some promos, going to go over some new things, right? Got to do the normal stuff, right? But then I'll get started on answering y'all's question as much as I can. So, you know the pressure points? A little bit, actually. I'm completely self-taught. It was literally just like watching YouTube videos and then just having like really like oddly enough, really bony, like, strong hands, though. So there's not a whole lot of, like, meat in my fingers. I have a little more muscle in my hands now, but it's all just practice, right? I'm also really good at making pizza dough, so I feel like that kind of equates it out. That's kind of the same thing, right? Humans, pizza dough, it's kind of the same. David Carrillo, what's going on, bruh? Chicken Man 07, hello, Steel Rider. Ooh. Little gassy. I had to rush to eat dinner right now. Wanted to make sure I know there's nothing wrong with like eating in front of like stream, but I always feel bad doing it because I feel like I eat like a fucking animal. I feel like I eat so like just like ravenously, right? It's just not a good sight to see. Mark Popejoy, what's going on, man? We got a winner in the chat right now. We got a winner in the chat right now. All right, let's see. We're gonna start in like a few more seconds, and we'll go ahead and get on with the show. I'm glad to see everyone's here, man. It's super cool to see like a lot of returning faces. I'm getting pretty good at remembering a lot of people. Outside of like the regulars and the mods and stuff, I feel like I'm getting pretty good at recognizing people's names. Like, oh yeah, I remember you. Live mukbang. No, you guys would not want to see my mukbang. First of all, my mukbang would like end within like less than 5 minutes. I would just eat everything, right? Just instinctually. I would just eat whatever's in front of me. I feel like I have no self-control when it comes to food. I really have to like make sure that I don't that's why I only eat once a day, cuz like if I see more food in front of me, I'm going to eat it, right? I don't want like letting food go to waste. But all right, guys, it is now 7:35. You know what that means. It is time to go ahead and get on with the show. Welcome to another episode of the No Flight List live stream. My name is Isaias. I will be your host for today's episode. And today it is going to be a Q&A stream. I wasn't able to go ahead and get my guest on today. Just things happen. But we're going to go ahead, and that's more time to answer your questions, guys. So make sure you have those questions locked and loaded. But first and foremost, I want to go over some promos we got going on right now. The traditional, the classic, right? Any order that is $50 or more placed before 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's going to be the end of this live stream. You place an order that's $50 or more, you get 5 entries into the shopping spree. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 entries, 5 chances of winning, $600, right? Not only that, if you want to go ahead and increase those odds even further, what I would highly recommend you do is that every order for a $100 airsoft gun placed before 9:30 p.m. 600, again, that's going to be the deadline. As long as you place it before the end of the live stream, you'll be getting 10 entries into the shopping spree. That's 10 chances for you to win $600. You do not want to go ahead and miss out. Also, if you guys haven't already, make sure to secure your Airsoft GI Independence Day Mystery Box 170. You automatically get free shipping, and take a look at this item's prize list, man. That is, you can't make this shit up. This shit is insane. Look at BAMF, right? You got the G&Gs, you got the A&K Mark 46s, you got the Lancer Tactical 240. Honestly, that's my favorite version of the 240. I like the 240 Bingus, but the 240, like the Woodstock version, the classic, like the FN Mag style, that's clean. That's hot, right? You also got the Elite Force 416s, right? You got the VFC ones. You got some KWAs in there, the originals, and the Ronin T10, some LCT. Like, this shit is banging. Zion Arms R15s and PW9s. This shit is banging. And again, the lowest prize, costing prize list that you can get on here, it costs more than the actual box itself. So no matter what you end up receiving, it's always going to be a guaranteed win. And that free shipping automatically. But you know what? I would say, because you're technically speaking ordering an airsoft gun, I would say that this counts for a 100, or for the 10 entries. I would say so, right? Actually, even then, I would say so, because you are buying an airsoft gun. It is technically speaking over $100. I'd say it counts. You know, why not? Not only that, BB Wars Arid Revival. This is going to be the next SoCal BB Wars event. Tickets just went live not too long ago. Tickets are going to be available for $50. Going to be hosted at SC Village, right? For all of the regulars in the SoCal airsoft scene. You guys are going to be happy. You guys are not going to be making too far of a drive out. SC Village is a dope field. You guys are not going to want to miss out. October 21st. It's going to be super, super fucking dope, right? Tickets are available for both the Empire and the Rebel side. $50. And again, you order your ticket because that's $50. Order that before the end of the live stream. You get 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway, right? And then we also got a ton of new products as well that you don't want to go out and check out, like these Double Bell AM45s. We got restocked on the Elite Force 4-inch CQB revolvers, CO2 ones. Those things are fucking fun. Of course, we have the Mayo Gang MGC4s, Mark 2s. Stumbling on my own words here. And it's a new Echo 1 SEMA Platinum BTS Mod 2. We also have the Performance Plus variant as well. So you're going to be getting the Unicorn 603 Type 4 inner barrel bucking and hop-up nub combo included right out of the box. And again, that price point, $299, fucking banging, dude. All right, without further ado, why don't we go ahead and answer some questions. If you guys didn't see the title of the video and you guys are new, this is a Q&A live stream, so if you guys have any questions, make sure to let me know in the live chat, not the comment section. I can't see the comment section in the middle of this live stream. Let me know in the live chat. Just make sure to put the letter Q in front of your question. You are more than welcome to go ahead and ask your question again if I haven't gotten to it. Just please don't spam. No one appreciates spam. If you're caught spamming, we're going to go ahead and kick you out, put you on a timeout. It's not going to be a good time for anyone, so just make sure that you're not spamming it. Again, this could be anything airsoft related. This could be anything regarding, if you want recommendations, if you're looking for suggestions, right? If you want to go ahead and hear some airsoft stories, I'm all down for that as well. If you want to ask me personal questions, I'm an open book. You're more than welcome to go ahead and ask me away. Ooh, little gassy. I ate my dinner way too fast. But with that being said, let's get right on into the questions, shall we? I'm going to answer the most recent question, and then I'm going to work my way up. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that one. All right, cool. Let's see, this one comes from the Geezers. What should I get for a compression set under $55 and with an M120 spring? What I would say is gonna depend on the actual gun that you're putting it in. Usually, when it comes to compression sets, right? Usually just going for a more efficient setup. Okay, I'm not a tech, but usually what I've seen a lot of techs go with, usually any sort of increasing the air nozzle or changing out the air nozzle. You could if you wanted to. I'm not too sure really if there's that much of a major difference between certain brands, right? Especially if they're made out of the same components, right? Say polymer. Usually what I see for anything using more O-rings, usually that helps out as well, right? That's a tighter seal typically. Yeah, that's sort of the biggest thing. I guess just mainly focusing the number one thing that usually I would say if we're going from priority list, right? Inner barrel, right? If you're not already rocking with a Type 4 inner barrel, rock with one, right? Go ahead and grab one like a 603 or maybe even tighter, right? Because of the tighter bore, you are going to get like tighter air compression as well. That's going to help out as well. Then I would say, okay, work your way down. Then I would say maybe air nozzle. Then I would say maybe piston head. That'd be something that I'd actually look into. Yeah, those are probably like the 3 first things that I would usually do. Again, that's just me personally. And then again, with the 120 spring, I mean, yeah, it should be fine. A lot of companies, like, from what I can tell, like 120 would typically be the max, like, spring that they would usually use. I have seen a lot of them will use just like 110 springs, and they're still able to go ahead and achieve like a pretty high FPS, right? Again, it's just all tightly compressed. It's all like good compression, tight air seal, no leaks anywhere, very efficient. All right, let's see here. Okay, this one comes from callsign Brit. I'm getting a SEMA XM177E2 and was wondering what was the latest that gun was used? I'm not too sure I understand the question, callsign Brit. If you're asking about the XM177E2, the last I remember that being used, I mean, like, if we're talking about the real gun, if I remember correctly, that one came out like Cold War. We're talking like Vietnam era, right? So I'm pretty sure like the 80s is when it would stop. Like, it was still around, but I'm pretty sure it stopped seeing service after like 1980. I'm gonna say 82. I believe 1982 that was the last like you would typically see of it. I know it's still like, again, it had its service, and again, I'm sure you can say, oh well, this unit took use. As far as I can tell, right? Let's keep moving on. Honestly, though, if you're comparing brands between the SEMA one and other ones, usually I actually prefer the E&C one. I feel like it's a little bit more updated, honestly. Here, let's take a look, right? Because I'm not too sure what's going to be included in the E&C model specifically, or the SEMA version. But E&C XM177, right? Let's look that up. Right. If we look at the E&C XM177, like, yeah, that one's going for a fucking deal, man. That one it's on a shocker deal right now, right? For like the next 4 hours. Damn, bro. Damn. And for 224.25, version 2 gearbox, right? Rotary style hop chamber. This one I believe should be using a quick change spring system on here as well. Yeah, I think this is fucking dope. I think this is honestly hella worth it. 224. Personally, I would say go with the E&C one, but yeah, you're more than willing to go with that too. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I just got a level 1 battery for my M4A1 Lance Tactical Gen 2 rifle, and I don't know how to fit it in the stock because it used to have nunchuck batteries, and this is a square battery. Okay, so typically, like, I would usually suggest for people looking into getting a new battery, double checking the battery compartment that you have before buying the battery. Now, if this is a battery where like you got it and it's like it's like a literal square and it just won't fit into the actual stock itself, there's a couple different options you can do. If you bought this through us, what you can do, as long as you have all the retail packaging, you can definitely go ahead and request to have it swapped out, like do an exchange. That's something we can definitely work out for you if you bought it through us. If not, then obviously I would try to say like work through whoever you bought it from, see if you can get an exchange. So that way you can get like either just a stick or a like butterfly or nunchuck style battery that'll fit into the battery compartment more. Or what you can do if you don't want to go through that, what you could do as well, you can change out the stock, see if you can find something with a larger battery compartment. It's rewired, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. Like, again, just finding like something like, again, depends on how big of a battery we're talking about, right? PTS, EPS, right? Oh well, that kind of worked out of my end. I meant to put PTS, but I put whatever. Yeah, so the PTS, EPS, enhanced polymer stock, something like this, right? This holds a fuck ton of battery space, right? Something like this, you just swap it out and you should be able to go ahead and fit it in there. Again, depends on the battery you have. If you're talking like a giant brick, yeah, you know, you might have a little bit of difficulty there. It might not fit in that, but if it's a smaller square, I would say even if it's like a PEC box size battery, then I would say that should still fit in the EPS, right? And there's other versions as well. You can also get something like, or let's see, the stubby stock. There we go. You also get something like a stubby stock, for example, right? Lancer, you can get a Golden Eagle, right? One of these guys. These are fixed stocks, so they're not adjustable, but the upside is that they're much smaller than the traditional M16 full-length stock, right? They're not going to be as big, right? They're not going to stand out as much. They're actually fairly comfy, and they're pretty cheap, and they're easy to install, too. And the battery space, you get plenty of fucking battery space in these bad boys. That's why a lot of guys, especially in the indoor scene, would rock this style of stock, because, again, they want to be able to have a much bigger style brick battery. Charge it once, and then I have to worry about it. Okay. Lower that IQ. I like the name. Lower that IQ. What gear ratio becomes too much torque? Example 32. It really depends on what type of gun or what gun you're putting it into. Also, we're just saying too much torque. That's more so dependent on the build we're trying to achieve, right? That's more so dependent on the build we're trying to achieve, right? Because there are some builds that need that like super torquey gear set, right? Or like they also need a motor to go out and complement that as well, right? Something that's going to be slow as fuck as far as rate of fire, but has the power to go out and pull back that really, really stiff-ass spring, right? Baba Yawa asks, can you ship in the Philippines? I think it means to the Philippines. Yes, we have shipped before. Remember, we are a company that does ship internationally. However, it is up to the buyer to know and follow and comply to all of their local laws regarding airsoft and replicas, and then, of course, pay for any and all duties and fees that might be required. Bear in mind, if there's any sort of issues at customs, that's out of our hands. There's nothing we can do. We already sent out the package. At that point, it's literally going to be up to your government, right? And if for whatever reason it ends up not meeting any sort of standard and has to come back to the States, you are in charge of paying any and all shipping fees that are required to ship it back to us, because we did our part as far as shipping it to you. The rest is on you, right? But yes, we have shipped before to the Philippines, and we haven't had any issues. So, RB Fishing 44. Hi, how are you today? RB Fishing. I appreciate that. Thank you. I am actually very good today. I was actually very excited for today's live stream to answer more and more questions. Ooh, this is a good one. Ghosts asks a very good question. Hey, Isaias, a member on my Airsoft team wants to know what type of pistol holster you prefer between a drop leg or a belt holster. Well, thank you for sharing this video with members of your team. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and leave a thumbs up on this live stream. Make sure to go ahead and share it around with all your homies, everyone that you know that might at all be remotely be interested in Airsoft, whether that be an absolute new player, right? Or maybe if you want to go ahead and give it to, or send this on over to guys in your team already, just like Ghosts. Or maybe your parents, they don't have no idea what the fuck Airsoft is, right? Let them know to go ahead and ask their question. I can definitely go ahead and explain it to them. But yes, to answer your question, that's a very good question. I think it really depends on what type of pistol I'm using. But for me, I kind of like, I do like the idea of a drop leg, right? I don't like stuff to sit right on my hip. I actually don't like stuff sitting on my hips. Usually I'm more of like, just keep it all in one place, right? Whether that be a plate carrier or a chest rig. I don't like to run belts because I feel like for me, because I play for longer periods of time, and I don't feel like rocking suspenders, right? Because I want to be comfy. I'll usually just like leave stuff either on like a low ride holster, right? Like a low ride mount, and then I'll have a holster set up there. But honestly, I do like the drop leg setup. When I have had a drop leg holster for lighter pistols, I would say maybe like my G series pistols. Those usually seem to work the best for like drop leg because they're so light, right? But whenever I've had like, my Elite Force M9, oh god, that thing is a full metal like beast, right? That thing is heavy. That's no matter which way you slice, that's a chunky pistol. That usually seemed to work better. It worked okay on my drop leg, but I definitely needed to like make sure those straps were nice and tight. A belt holster seemed to work best for that, but it can weigh down on your belt as well. Again, I'm just not a big belt guy. I know Boaz and Cisco are. I've never been a big belt guy. I always prefer to just keep things simple, either on my plate carrier or my chest rig. But between the two, if I had a preference, I would probably say, I'd say drop leg. I know sometimes they can wobble around, but I'd rather that than weigh down the entire belt. Not saying that a drop leg can't do that, but I feel like it's less with a drop leg comparatively. All right, hopefully that answers your question, Ghost. Okay, Trace Haleman. Well, when will my store credit go into effect? I ordered a mystery box like a month ago, and I still haven't gotten any store credit. DM us directly, Trace. We can take a look at what might be going on. I'm not sure what that's all about, but yeah, go ahead and DM us directly with your order number. Instagram, Facebook, or our Discord server. Highly recommend the Discord server. DM us directly. That's Airsoft GI, and we can go ahead and take a look at what might be going on there. Usually, store credit takes effect into the next business day, but in case there's something else going on, we can take a look at that for you. Real wild. Looking forward to October 21. Oh no, did we? Okay. No, we're good. I thought we had like messed up the BB Wars promo, but no. Okay, we're good. You scared me real well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to October as well. Foxbat 21 or 212 asks, I am a new YouTuber. Can you send me some stuff to do a review on? Usually Foxbat, here's the piece of advice that I would give you, and this goes not just for Airsoft but anything in life. If you're looking for some sort of like stuff to like any sort of sponsorship or partnership with any sort of like retailer or doing collaborations, it has to be a two-way street. It has to be mutually beneficial for both parties. So I would say Foxbat, if you want to go ahead and be a content creator for YouTube, specifically for Airsoft, then I would say, yeah, man, pursue your dreams. Don't let anyone stop you, but put in the work first and build up a audience, build up a crowd for yourself, a following, so that way you look a lot more, I guess, appealing. Right? Because again, if we're going to go ahead and send stuff for people to go ahead and review, it needs to be like, again, we need to make sure that we have eyes on that content that you create with said product, right? If you only have like 5 followers, right, then there's really nothing benefiting us, right? As far as like being able to go ahead and send you products to go ahead and do review. And that goes for pretty much everyone, right? If anyone here is like interested at all being a content creator, always make sure that, when you go up to, if you want to get, a review or sponsored by specific companies, you have to make yourself look appealing. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. Make yourself look appealing and make sure that you offer something and you can bring something to the table, right? That way companies can be like, okay, we'll work with this guy. He's got an audience. Work up and build up your audience and then come back to us. Yeah, man, we're not opposed to working with people in the future. Brewer, my Independence Day box comes in tomorrow. Yeah, buddy, you gotta let us know what comes in that box, man. Mark Pocho, if you buy the mystery box, do you get 10 entries? I'm gonna say it, yes. I'm gonna say it, yes, because you are technically speaking buying an airsoft gun, right? You are buying an airsoft gun because you're gonna be getting any one of these airsoft guns, and it's definitely over $100. It's $170. I'm gonna say fuck yeah. Okay, make sure. Airsoft Operator 521. Hey, from Mexico. Oh, I think I remember you, Airsoft Operator. You said the same thing last time. ¿Cómo estás, mi gente? Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, TB_DD. If my order is $220, would I get 20 entries or just the 10? You would be getting 10 entries. What I would suggest that you do is go ahead and split up your order then, like into 2 orders, into dividends of 100. Like if you're say spending $300, right? If there's any way that you can divide that up so that way you can get as many entries as possible, I say go for it. So if it like one gun's $100, another one's 100, and the last one's 100 as well, then do 3 separate orders. That way you have 30. Yeah, that way you have those 30 entries into it, right? Because each order that's $100 or more would you 10. So that'd be 300 that you'd be get, or that'd be 30. What the fuck am I saying? That'd be 30 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. So that's what I would say would be that would be the move there. Or what you can also do is buy the gift cards. Buy the gift cards for the amount that you want to buy in dividends of 20. Because usually store credit will take 1 business day for it to process. So tomorrow the voucher should be cleared. So that way come tomorrow, the stuff that you want to buy, like you'll have the credit there for it. You can just go ahead and buy it using that credit that you just got cleared for and that you bought the previous night. And that way you can increase your odds tomorrow. But you'll still take advantage of this, of these promos going on, right? Just saying. There's a lot of ways to do it. And all the mods know there's many ways to go ahead and get their odds increased thanks to these promos. We've had previous winners like Real Wild win off of promos that we were doing here. You guys can be the next winner too, and all it takes is 1 order, $20 or more. But again, $50, you get 5 entries. $100 airsoft gun order, that's 10 entries. That's 10 entries. That's 10 chances to win. That Viking, he on a seafood diet. Yes, I see food, I eat it. Brewer, Darktree, miss you at the shop again. Darktree, you keep missing you, bruh. Let's see here, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I believe. Okay, I am new. What should I upgrade on my AG? The geezers. You said, and I saw that you said other than the bucking itself, inner barrel. That's like the number one thing. Then from there, you could go ahead and do compression set if you wanted to. I think I'd answered your question earlier, like later on in the or earlier in the stream, when you were asking like what type of like compression like components should you be getting. That would be another thing that I would maybe consider. Motor, that'd actually be one thing that I would recommend as well. But again, depends on the setup. Usually what I would suggest, if you don't already, a good battery, a good charger, and lots of magazines. That would be the number one thing before anything else, though. All right, let's see here. I'm sure I'm not missing anything. I think I'm good. Okay. Pernoxuin, how much would you guys charge to install a Gate Titan on a KWA T10? So as of right now, we are not accepting check-ins because we are currently looking for a full-time tech. If any of you guys are techs and you live out in the area and you can make the drive out to the California walk-in store, to the Custom Showroom and Lounge, then we highly recommend that you go ahead and send your application to jobs@airsoftgi.com. But as of right now, we don't have a full-time tech able to make the commitment to check-ins right now, so we wouldn't be able to go ahead and doing that as of right now. But as soon as we get a tech, we'll let everyone know. We'll update everyone on our social media. All right, let's scroll down to the most recent questions. Bam! All right, cool. There we go. I'm not missing anything. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, this one lower than IQ. Are you guys having delays in shipping out the 4th of July mystery box? Even Fighters has ordered it. Tracking number still isn't active. So yes, we did have, like, because again we did miss one day. We were closed for Independence Day, 4th of July. We were closed. We were a little bit backed up. We have started shipping out the mystery boxes, and again we're just going down the list, right? Whoever ordered first is going to go ahead and get their boxes first. That's just how it goes. Okay, before we go ahead and move on further, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Griffith. Looks like he just got himself 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway, and my man Stitch, he got himself the 5. Guys, these are the guys that have the highest odds right now of getting or of winning the $600 shopping spree giveaway. But you can too. You can too. Again, your odds right now are really, really fucking good. You do not want to go ahead and miss your chance at winning big, right? Oh, hold on, one second. Okay, 1 second. Sorry, just getting an update right now. Yep. As of right now, yeah, this is the exact percentile. 80% are all shipped right now. 80% shipped right now. The rest will be coming soon. It was just a matter of like getting caught up. But yeah, we will be making sure that everyone gets their Independence Day mystery box. Rest assured. All right, making sure. Let's keep moving on up. All right, let's see here. Yeah, ID $4 still qualify for 10 entries. Yes, as it still qualifies for 10 entries because again, right now, again, it's an airsoft. You know, it takes me an airsoft gun. You get 10 entries for that. I'm just saying, right? Hey, Isaias just bought a team from Rich and was wondering what holster you recommend for me to use. Any droplet holsters, by the way. I have a flashlight attachment on my pistol. Oof. Any sort of attachments are going to be a bit tricky. At that point, it becomes a lot harder, and your options definitely got a lot more limited. Usually, like my number one go-to pistol, pistol holster, would typically be the Ammo Max multi-fit, right? So, Ammo Max. There we go. Holster. Right. Usually, what I would say is go with the Ammo Max multi-fit holster, right? Right-handed, like something like this, right? Get one of these bad boys because they're super adjustable to like any sort of platform that you're rocking, and then have it mounted if you want. Again, you were talking about drop leg platforms. This is actually a fairly newer product that we got in, the LMX drop leg platform. This is fucking dope. This is cool, right? It has the exact same mounting hardware, so you would remove it from the paddle holster that goes onto your belt, right? And it hooks on right here. Hooks up right. I don't know if you guys can see it. Well, it's kind of hard to see, but it hooks up. It like attaches right here, right? That's the best way I can go and describe it. I have something very similar to this, and I've actually been a big fan, right? I like their mounting system. I think it's nice and secure. But as far as like with the light, that one, I'm not gonna lie, bro, it's gonna be a little bit tough. I have seen people modify their holsters to fit it with the light, but it can be pretty difficult. That'd be the best piece of advice that I can give you. That setup is like my go-to. Having a light on there does make it a lot harder, because now you've changed the entire frame altogether. Usually I would say, depending on the light that you have, look up for a holster that is compatible with that flashlight style, right? Because a lot of flashlights, depending on which one you get, they might end up being a clone of something else. So look for the original design, see if you can find a flashlight see if you can find a holster that's meant to accommodate that flashlight, because a lot of pistols that use flashlights, they have to work with holsters that are designed for the flashlight itself, right? They're not attaching to the pistol itself, they're attaching to the flashlight. So that's usually my best piece of advice that I would give you. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, here's a good one. DJ, will the Echo 1 PDW hop-up work in the limited edition MP5? I asked Cisco about a hop-up, but Bossman interrupted me yesterday when he was about to answer. I'm not 100% certain. DM me, DJ. DM me, and I can go ahead and get back to you on that, because I want to make sure that I get that 100% correct. I want to make sure that again, I'm not giving wrong information. So DM me directly, and I can go ahead and look into that matter for you and see if if it is 100% compatible, or if there might be some modification that would be required. Okay, let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Okay, this one comes from Dylan Austin. He asks, I want to get a GBBR for my first rifle, and I'm having a hard time choosing one. Okay, Dylan. Usually what I would say, if you really want to go with a GBBR, there are not too many brands that I would suggest or that I would say are like really good for a first-time beginner, right? For that, I would usually say here's my thing. My go-to recommendation for GBBRs are always going to be the same, right? If you want something that's good out of the box, that doesn't require granted, they're all going to require a lot of maintenance, especially when you compare it to an AEG, is going to be the KWA system, right? The KWA LM4s. That is going to be, let's see, LM4. All right. You can go with any one of these. Oh, they're all sold out. Okay, but the Radiant is using the same system. Okay, so yeah. Going with the LM4 system is probably going to be your best bet, right? Second place to that, in my opinion, would probably be the MWS system, but the MWS is very expensive. I mean, granted, if you have the means for it, bro, by all means, do it, right? You can go with like an MWS if you really wanted to, right? Yeah, right? Like, oh, the regular airs are sold out, right? But we actually have the Type 89. That's fucking cool. I actually got to shoot this on stream. This thing is fucking banging, guys. This thing is fucking cool. Right? Going with the MWS system is not bad. Or even a WeTech, right? I would say is like probably third. But the KWA LM4 system, I feel like, is probably one of the better ones out of the box, honestly. They don't require a whole lot of fucking upgrade in order for them to be considered, like, competitive out of the box. There are other brands that I would say are definitely fun, and I can recommend those if you know maybe backyard shooting, backyard target plinking, but none, like, I feel come as close as far as the performance spec that you would get from, like, KWA. Oh, okay. Just wanted to go ahead and give a little bit of a thing to lower IQ. If you got the tracking number, then it actually technically has shipped. It'll be updated when it's on its like way. That's usually that's from the UPS hub, right? That's what we've gotten. Just wanted to go ahead and give that out there. If you got the tracking number, it's saying it's being shipped. It just needs to go ahead and update. There is going to be a slight delay whenever it comes to actual updating the information on UPS's end. There's no way around it. That's just how it's always been. I want to give another shout out. Looks like to my buddy Chef. He just got himself 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. And looks like my boy Ackright just got himself the game tickets for BB Wars. Got himself the 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Guys, he's going to be able to participate in BB Wars Air Revival happening October 21st at SC Village. You do not want to go ahead and miss out. Remember, go ahead and place any order that's $50 or more and get 5 chances of winning the shopping spree giveaway. He knew that and he took advantage, right? And then Chef was able to go ahead and take advantage of this promo, right? He bought himself a $100 airsoft gun or a mystery box, and was able to get himself 10 entries, 10 chances to win $600. You do not want to miss your chance. Make sure you place your orders now while you still can. All right. Let's see here. But yeah, to answer your question again, like, I usually recommend going with the KWA LM4 if you want to go with the gas rifle, but I usually don't recommend going with the gas rifle. Here's the thing. Gas rifles are going to be the most fun you'll have in Airsoft, right, as far as, like, just playing with them, because they're like, so realistic. You know, it's so satisfying. It's a very cathartic experience whenever you're shooting it. Very, very satisfying. However, the amount of maintenance that's going to be required and just the cost of magazines alone makes it a kind of a hard sell, honestly, if I'm being honest, for a newer player. Especially since you are new, you know, you're not used to the idea of, like, okay, unless you come from, like, either a military or prior firearms experience background, right, where you have that sort of experience, it's going to be, like, hard to remember, I got to maintain it, I got to constantly clean it, because the minute you don't clean it, it is going to give you problems, it is going to give you some issues, and at the end of the day, it's going to be no one else's fault but your own. Dylan, so normally what I would suggest, if you are trying to go for your first rifle, stick with an AEG. It's a lot more affordable. Magazines, instead of them being $50 like they normally would starting, right, for gas rifles, you're looking at like $11, $10, and they're good quality magazines too, right? A lot less maintenance. They actually have, in my opinion, they actually have a lot higher tolerances, right? It's a lot harder for dirt to get in there. Not saying that that's not easy, but it is a lot harder. I just feel like it's a lot more accessible too, because you can get a solid AEG, like a decent rifle, for less than $250. It's actually very easy nowadays. Let's see here. Oh, looks like Boss Man wants to go ahead and chime in real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm here.
So I just want to chime in on this GBB topic. Someone was asking about the GBB, right?
Yeah.
So let me give you a perspective. You know, in Asia, there is no real firearms per se for people, civilian, to buy it readily available.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Taiwan and China, you can't even have airsoft guns or even gel blasters. So there's not even talking about that. So Taiwan, Hong Kong, Philippines, even Philippines, you can't really get your hands on real firearm easily. However, Philippines is actually pretty big in internal firearm manufacturing, especially 1911.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, my what I'm trying to say is the electric system guns, like for example, anything that you need to plug in a battery, it doesn't even matter what type, AK, M4, Chris Spectre, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as popular as before. Okay? People are moving into what they call, pneumatic, not even HPA, GBBRs. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, way back when Western Arm first started, and people start knocking out Western Arm, and none of them are very successful because Western Arm system is actually mimicking, they are trying to mimicking the real operation land try to gain.
Yeah.
Okay. The LM4, which you're talking about, it used to be somewhat popular in Asia. However, it fell off the map because, first of all, production time. Because their mother company isn't really. They used to be like OEM for KSC and all this Japanese brand, right? Then they make the KWA, but their main business is not airsoft. They actually make tools.
That's funny.
Okay, they make tons of money making tools.
Well, we're just talking like regular like screwdrivers and Allen keys and shit like that.
Whatever.
Okay.
Have you seen like auto shop? They have like those trucks that pull up and they sell tools to them.
Yeah.
Those kind of tools.
Oh, okay.
Power tool or any kind of electrical wrench or whatever. Okay, that's their main business. So, that's why they have sometimes they have production issues. Then the Marui NWS came out. Okay, NWS is expensive, but it's not as realistic per se internal how it operates. It doesn't. If you take a look at the Western Arms, you'll be like, "What the hell? This looks almost like a real gun."
Identical,
except the bolt and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I skipped the Wii M4s, Wii Tech, open bolt and closed bolt, whatever. Okay. The NWS, if you want to rank your ranking, they will actually put NWS number 1. Obviously, you have to change out the parts.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the Marui stuff are rated for 134A gas. They're not rated for green gas. But the stuff that you change out are fairly cheap, like the unicorn parts. The reason why I am more and more actively trying to seek out information on GBB is because this is the trend in Asia. Nobody play with electric guns anymore, like I'm saying. So they will actually rank NWS first, then WeTech. You gotta do some modifications, but once those modifications were done, the open bolt ones, they're okay.
Oh, no, like that's the same thing stateside as well. But like everyone that owns a WeTech knew immediately, okay, go R8 Tech or other aftermarket components, swap it out, and they're good. My thing was just like when I rank them, I look at like things like the customer purchase index, right, the CPI, and I'm trying to think, okay, cost of magazines, especially because the guy that was saying that, Dylan, he's a first time, that's his first rifle, right? And I was like, ooh.
Yeah. So this is my suggestion to Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do not buy the Western arm system.
Okay, yeah.
What I meant by Western arm system, I mean kind of going in depth a little bit, like Vipertech. That's a Western arm system. DFC is a somewhat similar Western arm system. Okay, the first generation of like RA-Tech and GHK, they were based off Western arm system. All the Chinese-made ones, previously than this year, earlier, were all Western arms system. Okay, because you know the NWS is getting popular in Asia.
Yeah.
You already have there are several smaller there's one smaller company, and I believe Sima and Double Eagle try to knock off the NWS system. They kind of this is how I'm not gonna in Asia they call them the wall hangers.
Okay.
You can't really take it down to play game because they just break.
Oh damn.
They're still fairly popular because what they do is they swap out a lot of parts to unicorn parts to make it functional. Okay?
Makes sense.
The Double Eagle system, the Sima, and there's another one called TA. They thought that as long as you make, let's say, whatever that functional parts stronger, will make the gun better. It actually didn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It's like, for example, in Marui, you don't need a high FPS to get the BBs out there.
No.
There's a reason why NWS is built a certain way. So the material of usage of NWS is very, very important too. Okay, I'm not gonna get into the detail like what kind of
but I remember you telling me like, you know, if they wanted to, like if Tokyo Marui really wanted to like make like a super hot shooting gun, like super fast, then yeah, they would, but they make it a very specific way to emulate like a real firearm reliably.
Well, not just that, the Japanese law.
Oh yeah, well that's that's also another big factor too. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, that's 100% factor.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you guys know this. Laylax actually got in trouble before by selling higher springs.
Even just selling the spring got him in trouble?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
So they actually stopped that for a while, for a couple of years. Just so you guys, some of you guys old enough that you will remember this. They actually had a crackdown.
Jesus.
Anyways, so when you buy like those Chinese-made NWS knockoff clones, TA, Double Eagle, I believe Sima, if you're having issues, we do sell the parts. The unicorn parts will work wonders in it. However, the performance won't be as good as the original NWS using the unicorn parts. Yeah. Okay. There's just a slight difference. So, for example, we're talking about. So, I'm gonna let some of the information out. I let you guys know already, and if you guys actually search Unicorn Airsoft on YouTube, the latest video, if you understand Chinese, you can see what we're actually trying to work on.
No subtitles?
No subtitles.
Ah, damn it.
So, I don't know how far do you think a regular AEG that's not, M150 spring or SP 140 150 spring can shoot? How far do you think an AEG? I even give you M16 length.
An M16 length? The most effective range, I would probably say like maybe 200 to 220 feet. Maybe.
Are you sure? Maybe further than that. Okay, 200 and 220 feet is kind of short.
If we're talking stock, gun.
No, I'm talking about SP 140, 150.
Oh, I thought you said without.
No, with.
Oh, fucking yeah! I'd probably say yeah, like maybe like, I don't know, maybe 250, maybe around there, maybe a little more.
Maybe right. Right. Will upgraded NWS Tokyo Marui NWS can go over 100 meters.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how far 100 meters is?
That's like 300 feet, man. That's
368 feet.
Fucking hell. That's far.
That's 110 yards.
Jesus.
Okay, that's intriguing, right?
That's intriguing. No, that's
Actually,
100%
you're
intriguing.
eliminating- You actually gain almost 30 to 40% range on AEGs.
Accurately though?
20 shots get 5 on A3 size target.
Well, it's not-
IDPA size target.
So you'll hit
That's
your
not
target.
bad.
You'll hit your
The
target.
rest of them still fly through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's still pretty
If you
good.
think that's bad, I think that's actually very accurate for airsoft.
Yeah. No, for airsoft, it is very accurate.
So that's well over 100 meter, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you dial it out, let's just say 90 meter. 90 meter is still close to 3. It's like it's still further than 90 yards.
Yeah.
And you can actually put half of those rounds into a body size target. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you still play with the AEGs?
I mean, okay.
It's kind of hard to say
No,
now.
yeah.
There's pros and cons. AG, you get more capacity on rounds. Because I'm talking about the reason why I'm talking about this because fields are going to semi-owners, right?
Yeah.
So it's about distance. I think distance will actually win. Trigger response might be a little bit slower because it functions just like a real gun. You know, you gotta wait for the bolt. Okay, I know you have LM4. Just imagine if your LM4 can shoot 100 meter.
I'd be fucking happy. I'd be the happiest guy on the planet if I could shoot
Yeah.
that.
So a somewhat upgraded not Western Wire, WE open bolt M4 with unicorn parts, you can actually reach 80 to 90 meters. That is already impressive.
That's already impressive as is.
Okay. And obviously, KWA it's known for its feeding and hop-up issue. So maybe that's what's limiting it to go that far.
I would say though, like in their defense, the LM4D did fix that issue. It did fix that issue. I will give them credit. And most of the time, like with that hop-up issue, a lot of it came down to just a matter of like fucking cleaning. But no, I get what you're saying. Like I get what you're saying. Like a WeTech with the unicorn parts getting that performance is like really fucking impressive. And I think if range, even though I feel like that's a really big fact too, my own thing was always just the cost, right, overall of like maintenance and magazines. That was always the biggest thing, like why I don't normally recommend gas blowbacks. But I mean, if you were to go gas blowbacks, then yeah, that would be like one route that I would say, yeah, go for it, especially if you're getting that type of performance.
Yeah, so if you know, like for example, Printech is talking about all this, right? I'm gonna tell you, none of the Chinese NWS clones are good. If you buy it, within 1 to 2 mags, you already need to change out parts. Okay, this is known fact from Hong Kong.
He's not lying. He's not lying. I've seen a few of those come in store as well. It was guys that like, I want a gas gun. Okay, cool. I'd recommend this one. Oh, but I want the Golden Eagle stuff, and I'd be like, well, it's fun.
No. Golden Eagle is Western system, so that's already shit.
Yeah.
It's not. Okay, remember what I talk about. Western Arm system is for realism.
Yes.
Okay, like they don't have real guns, so they want it to look like as real as possible.
Sure.
But we do also have another issue with Western Arms. It's called ATF.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to say is I'm actually trying to find ways. Like I'm not telling people to not buy Cyma or Double Eagle NWS. I'm saying is once you get them, they're cheaper than Mori NWS. Okay?
Yeah.
Come into our shop, pick up the unicorn barrels, pick up the unicorn the nozzle, the bolt, stuff like that, even the feeding. Because the fill valve. The fill valve is very, very important. Their fill valve sucks.
Yeah.
So the fill valve is very important. So come in, get those things. I'm not gonna lie, your gun is not gonna be like the Murui NWS that gets out there for 100 meters straight, whatever. It will get fairly close. We're actually gonna test it this afternoon, Taiwan time. The Unicorn boss got a few of those guns, and we were talking. Before I got on this phone call, I was actually, a video conferencing with him.
Oh, okay.
And he's about to do the test. And as far as we know, once it's upgraded, it should perform decent, like WeTech. So it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you understand what kind of parts you need to put in. So I hope, in a way, this give Airsoft like a new way of playing. I know in America, GBB is kind of like a 3-season gun, but because global warming, we're looking at 2 seasons anyway.
Yeah, true.
Right?
So fucking hot all the time.
Yeah, it's fairly hot all the time. You can actually, he is saying in Asia, especially in Taiwan, they will play as low as around 5 degrees Celsius, and it won't go 100 meters anymore. It will be less, but they can still enjoy and playing it. And he said, you don't lose much when you battle it out with AEGs, okay? As long as your gun is finely tuned.
No, that makes sense.
I know you use your LM4, you and Justin and all that kind of stuff. I get it. You have this thing. I'm not saying LM4 isn't bad, okay? Again, like he was saying, if you putting the LM on the LM4, I think the unicorn barrel will work. Put that 80 degree hot the rubber. Use heavier BB. It should work, fairly decent too.
If I remember correctly, the only downside with the bucking is that the bucking is a little too long. But theoretically, you could just trim that.
But this is some of the info that slowly but surely we may be doing videos about this. I'm not saying I want to. I hope Airsoft GI can once again be a trendsetter. We used to.
No, absolutely. We definitely can.
So maybe somehow, some way, we may have an MGC4 that is gas blowback.
Hey yo, folks! You heard it here first. Maybe in the future, this might be something we could do.
I just don't think having I just think changing out mags, that's kind of fun under the gun.
Oh hell yeah, it is! It's super fun.
With semi only now on a lot of fields, GBB don't lose that much.
Yeah. Because, that was one of the biggest draws of AEGs, right? Is just rate of fire, shooting fast.
Yeah. Range, you're definitely going to outrange it. Now, we're still working on some kink because once all those things were upgraded, used 12 kg gas, it was shooting with 0.4 BBs at 123 meters per second. So that's kind of hot.
Yeah.
Essentially 420 FPS with 0.4s.
Fuck.
That translated into about 450. Well, for some reason, that's a dual creep part, right? With 0.2, it was doing at 130. But that 130, I don't think is field legals. So we're trying to find ways to dial it back a little bit. Maybe get it around 90 meters and fit 0.2 BBs right at 1.3 joule limit, which is a lot of fields limit.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope this is not boring.
No, this is very interesting.
It's really good info. I hope a lot of you guys can. Maybe you're like, what the hell is he talking about? Basically, Airsoft is more than just AEGs.
Oh yeah, okay. No, 100%.
All right, that's it.
No worries. Thank you for all the insider information.
Can help a lot of people.
Yep. Hopefully. All right. Have a good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Well, yeah, you heard. This is why it's always important to pay attention to the live streams, guys. You guys are hearing the exclusive behind the scenes. I doubt any other live streams or any other retailer for that matter literally goes ahead and divulges this much information out there. But you guys heard it here first. We could very well be seeing the next MGC4 being a gas rifle. That'd be fucking cool. All right, let's hear. Now, with that being said, let's continue on. All right, the geezers asked, should I get a play carrier, and if so, what one? So the geezers, it really depends on what type of play style you're going to go for. Again, I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record. It depends on this, it depends on that, right? But in reality, it does, right? I don't want to be the salesman that's just telling you, oh, just do this, right, and then just be done with it. No, I want to give you guys the option and the knowledge, right? Just like Bossman 2, just like all of us at GI. If you want to go with a plate carrier, there are a couple things that you should probably take into consideration. How long you're going to be playing and what type of pouches you're going to need, right? What's your play style? Because sometimes the plate carrier might not even be what you're looking for at all, right? Usually I would say if you're trying to be faster, more lightweight, and have a little more breathable gear, usually I say go with chest rigs as opposed to plate carriers. But if you're looking for just a little bit more coverage, then I would say, yeah, the plate carrier is definitely going to be superior than the chest rig. Actually, before I even continue with that question, I want to go ahead and give some shout-outs right now. Chef got himself the 10 entries. Brewer got himself 5 entries. Stitch got himself another 5 entries. And Nicholas just got himself 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Guys, don't miss out on your opportunities. Again, we put these promos for a reason, right? We want to give back to the Airsoft community and give you guys more opportunities to win big with Airsoft GI. Remember, any $50 order that you place before the end of this stream, right? You got about like an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, about an hour and 5 minutes before the end of the live stream, right? Make sure to go and place your $50 order before 9:30, and you get 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Order an Airsoft gun that's $100 or more, or you know, just throwing this guy right here, right? Oh, hold on, one second. No, almost there. Damn it, hold on. Fucking, where is it? There you go. Order yourself an Independence Day mystery box, right? And that's, you're technically buying an Airsoft gun, right? That's an Airsoft gun, and it's definitely over $100. You getting yourself the 10 entries, the 10 chances of winning $600. Don't miss your chance. Order with Airsoft GI to win big. But yes, if you want specifically a plate carrier, if you know, okay, no, I really like the look of the plate carrier. There are many different options, many different brands. One of my favorites, and I believe Stitch said it, yeah, Stitch said it. Condor, honestly, is probably one of my favorite brands for like high quality shit that's still at a fairly like affordable price and fairly attainable price point, right? But you can take a look here. We have the whole tactical gear section, right? Plate carriers, there we go. Right, there are a ton of different brands out there. You can refine the search even more. Lance Tactical, Code 11, they make quite a bit of plate carriers, honestly. Fly is another brand that I personally really like as well. There's many different brands that you can go with. I would say go for a style that honestly you think looks cool. Personally, what I like or what I think is cool, like, let's see here. Okay, what I usually go with, because this is my plate carrier, medium. Okay, yeah, these are sold out right now, but this just to give you an idea, right? Right. Anything that sort of follows this design, this is roughly based off the 6094 plate carrier, right? This design, it works very, very well, right? I've used this plate carrier for many, many, many different Airsoft events, Milsim West included. That's like my go-to plate carrier if I want to rock a plate carrier. Though recently I have been more on a chest rig kind of binge. This design works very, very well, right? And there's many different brands that you can go with as well. You don't have to go with this one. Again, like I said, Condor is another great fucking brand, right? We go here. Let's just take it out, right? Plate carriers, refine search. We'll do Condor only, right? We'll do Condor. Search up, right? And there's a bunch of different ones that you can go with, right? I actually like the MOPC. Yeah, the MOPC Gen 2. These are nice. These are nice ass fucking plate carriers, right? And even though, yeah, 126. Ooh, that is a little pricey. Here, do yourself a favor, right? Go here, right? Use this code. Coupon code GEAR. Coupon code GEAR. We tested it out. I know there was someone, Stitch was able to let us know that we were having a little bit of problems with that, but we should have gotten that kink fixed out. Coupon code GEAR to get up to 20% off tactical gear orders. So just saying, use that to give yourself a little bit more off. Just throwing that out there, right? But yeah, there's plenty of different ones. I like the MOPC, but again, there are other ones. If you don't want a cummerbund, right, you can go with something like a Sentry, right, where it's literally just the actual adjustment strap and that's it, right? You don't have to worry about anything on the side and it just covers the front. You have plenty of molly to put whatever sort of pouches you want, whatever you need, whether you're rocking an AK, right, whether you're rocking M4s. G36s for my G36 fans out there, right? Again, many, many different platforms and many different options that you can rock with, right? It's just a matter of which one you think looks cool, really, at the end of the day. And believe it or not, for a lot of my bigger guys out there, if you are a fairly larger fellow, one plate carrier that I actually do like to recommend a lot, maybe you don't have to go with the navy blue. That was just the first one that popped up. You can go with the XL plate carrier. The XL plate carrier actually is one plate carrier that I know a lot of guys, a lot of my bigger and taller fellas, when they are looking for something with a little bit more coverage, I usually recommend the XO, and they're very happy with the XO, with the amount of coverage that it provides. And there's a fucking ton of molly real estate on there for you to go ahead and put whatever pouches you like. It looks like we got someone saying, Sandy who says, yo, shout out to all y'all on the 4th of July mystery box. Extremely happy with my classic Army Scarab. Got it all dialed in today. Hey, Sandhu. I believe that's your username. Yeah, congratulations, man. I'm very happy that you were pleased with your mystery box. Fucking, there you go. People, always making people happy, man. We always making people happy. All right, let's keep answering some more questions. Okay, this one comes from TBDD. What that belt holster that you always recommend? I forgot. No worries, dude. The one that I usually recommend is the... Here, I'll go here. It's going to be the Ammo Max Multi-Fit. Yeah, it's got to be the Ammo Max Multi-Fit holster, right? This is the one. Right there, right there. I always recommend it. It already comes included with the belt paddle holster, so it's very easy to work with. Again, no matter what pistol platform you have, this should work with it. And I've tested a fuck ton of them, right? And they all seem to work. All right. Manuel Chief Torres. Hey, what's going on, bro? I recognize your name. Should I buy for my Gen 3 LT32 10? Okay, so when it comes to accessories, it's going to be all a matter of individual preference and where you're playing and what the situation calls for. Now, you can put whatever, at the end of the day, right, it's an airsoft gun. You can put whatever the hell you want on it. It's your money, right? Any sort of accessory you can throw on there, right? So long as, obviously, it's compatible with the rail system that you have. And, well, that's pretty much about it, right? If you want to be that guy that rocks, a giant rifle scope on, your small little SBR, hey... who's to say that you can't do it and be effective, right? It's all based on the individual's preference. Now, with that said, usually, if you're talking if it's a LT32 10-inch, usually a 10-inch sort of setup is typically better for it can be used for both indoor and outdoor, but it does lend itself fairly well actually for a CQB environment. So I would say maybe going with something like a reflex sight, right? Let's see here. Let's go red and green outsides, or maybe a T1 or something, right? It really all depends on individual preference, right? Something like this, right? You can go with them like that, right? Works very, very well. Maybe go ahead and go with a foregrip. The foregrip and the optic are generally the two, I feel, and Cisco I think would agree as well, the two most important, I guess, accessories. However, some guys don't even like running optics, right? A lot of guys that play indoors don't even run optics whatsoever. In fact, a lot of them will instead go with something like a tracer unit, right? Tracer units are fucking cool. Tracer units are very, very useful, especially in indoor settings where, they might not be really bright. It's very low light, right? So going with something let's see here. Tracers and tracer BBs. Oops, excuse me. Going with something like a tracer unit, right? There's so many different options that we sell online. Spitfire styles, regular, something like the Bifrost, which is one of my favorites. There's so many different styles that you can go with, but they're all essentially going to do the same basic function, and that is to illuminate, what the fuck am I saying? To illuminate your tracer BBs, your tracer rounds, so that way you can see them and it looks like actual lasers, right, that you're shooting. It's very fucking cool, and it's very useful because you can now more easily see the trajectory of your BBs. So, one, it's going to make adjusting your hop way easier. It's also good for seeing where your shots are actually landing. And also good for cheater checking too, right? So let's say you hit someone. Before, it was always kind of hard to tell, right? Because at far distance, the BB being white is kind of hard to see. But, with a tracer round, you can see the BB bouncing off a person, right? So you can confirm that you're actually hitting or not hitting a person, which I think is really, really cool. Not to mention, again, it just looks badass, man. All right. Chef Panikage. Yes, Chef, that is a very, very good recommendation. Don't forget to check out the Lance Tactical Core Series for a good start at an affordable price, right? Let's take a look at the Core Series, right? Let's just type that in, Core Series. Right? There are quite a few Lance Tactical Core Series that are available right now, and more are on the way. More are coming. Right, you best believe there's more available. So what these are essentially, the Core Series is your basic Lance Tactical Gen 2 setup, right? So you're getting all the exact same internals that you would for the standard Gen 2 of this model. The main difference and the reason why the price point is lower is because they wanted to make it a little bit more affordable, right? Because they get it, inflation's always going to be a thing, right? But to sort of help offset that, they've introduced the Core Series, which do not include a battery and a charger, which I know at first on paper sounds like a bad idea, but you got to think about it. The battery and charger you get out of the box was never really the best battery and charger on the market in the first place, right? It was always just a basic 9.6 nickel metal hydrate and a simple wall charger. It's the setup that most people would use maybe once or twice and then ditch for a higher quality LiPo battery or at the very least get a much higher quality smart charger, right? So it doesn't overcharge your battery. So just doing away with that is going to get rid of a few extra bucks that'll help you stay within your budget, which I think is really, really cool. Because again, if you know that you're going to spend the extra money on a good battery and charger anyway, might as well go on and get rid of that and save yourself a few extra dollars, you know? Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Ooh, this is a good one. SWRR8694. MWS or GHK? Looking for my first GBVR. Between the two, personally, I like the MWS. But again, the MWS is going to be really pricey. However, like Bossman said earlier, you know, they're very well made guns, right? And they perform really great, and you can get replacement parts for some of the shit, right? Like Unicorn Airsoft, we sell some of their components available for the MWS system, right? That shit'll be shooting real fucking nice, right? Let's see, give me 1 second. I also want to give a shout out to Carlos. Looks like he just got himself the 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Congratulations, Carlos. He just took advantage of the $50 promo. Guys, again, not too many people of you are taking advantage of the promos going on right now. I guess y'all don't want to remember. Any $50 order placed before 9:30 will get 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. And every order for a $100 airsoft gun placed before the end of the stream will be getting 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. So don't miss your chance and place your orders now. All right. All right, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, cool. Sastrix asks, you ever have a watch the world burn moment in Airsoft? Yes, all the damn time. No, it's not like I want like to wish anyone any sort of like misfortune. It's just like and I won't lie. There's always a bit of satisfaction whenever I see like, and this may or may not count like at that sort of watch the world burn type moment, but like whenever I see like someone who I know has not been calling their hits, who's just been kind of a bad guy on the field, right? Who's just not calling his hits, being overly aggressive. You know, he's just not being like a good sport, right? Whenever enough people complain about this player, right? And then the ref finally confronts him, and then he starts fighting with the ref. I hate to see it because it's one of those like, yeah, man, you're just making the field look bad, especially in front of like newer players. But I always kind of get a little bit of satisfaction. I'm like, hey, man, this is what happens when you don't call your hits, right? And sometimes I'm just like, yep, this is exactly what you deserve. Especially if they get kicked out, right? I don't want people to get kicked out in general, but if you're just going there to be a problem, right, just to not call your hits and just be an asshole to everyone, especially if it's a newer player that you're being an asshole to, I feel maybe not as much sympathy for you. I'll say that. Okay, this one goes from Hunter Canwell, looking to get a CQB-focused M4, deciding between the Lancer Gen 3 7-inch and the Zion Arms SVR. Ooh. I know both are great options, but what would be the best for the price? Fuck, dude, that's a hard one. Okay, so I like both, right? And with the Gen 3s and the Zion Arms, you're getting the same ETU, right? You're getting the same Nebula MOSFET, right? Same programmability, same functions, right? Same features. At that point, it's really going to be a matter of like, one, it's the exterior finish and the overall design, right? Do you like the SBR, like the receiver design, right? Like, 'cause even though it is like shaped and has the silhouette of an AR, it is a little bit different, right? If you take a look at here, let's take a look, right? 15 SBR. Take a look at the R15 SBR, right? I'm just pulling up this one, right? But this is still. So you look at that receiver, and it's like, okay, it's got some more like finer details in it, and the finish on this thing, on all the Zion Arms models, is beautiful, man. It looks great. It looks absolutely amazing, right? Now for that, personally, I do think between the two, if you're just looking for functionality, then I would say go with the Gen 3. But if you want to, you want to go a little extra high classy, right? Go a little bougie with it. I'd say go with the Zion Arms SBR. I think they're dope, man. I think the Zion Arms SBR R15s are fucking cool, right? I like that it's still, again, taking just a standard AR magazines, right? It's compatible with pretty much everything. Delta stock is cool. Yeah, regular buffer tube. You can swap that out for any other stock if you so choose to. 14mm kind of clockwise threads. Like, I got no problem with it. I think, personally, if it were me, I'd go with the R15 SBR. But if you want to save a little bit of money and get yourself the Gen 3 and get something, that has the same functionality as far as like its ETU and MOSFET, for same programmability, then yeah, I would say go with the Gen 3. Right? It's at that point, it's really going to be up to you. But again, for me, I'd go with the R15 SBR. Let's see. Hey, Jester, what's going on, bro? Got a lot of newer viewers. Thank you. Again, for everyone that's watching right now, a lot of the lurkers out there, a lot of the guys that are just brand new, maybe just like first time tuning in, thank you. I actually really appreciate your viewership. It really helps us out. It means the world to me that you guys choose to go ahead and spend your time hanging out with us. But if you haven't already, make sure to go out and again leave a thumbs up on the live stream. Really helps us out. Make sure to go ahead and share this video around, man. Share this live stream with everyone that you know. Anyone that might at all remotely be interested in Airsoft, or maybe is already in Airsoft, but maybe has some questions, looking for recommendations. And yeah, go ahead and tell them or shoot them our way, and we can definitely help them out. And again, we got a bunch of promos going on right now. Again, we're the only Airsoft retailer that does this, right? First of all, that does a shopping spree giveaway, right? A chance for you guys to go ahead and win cash, right? This is a gift back to the Airsoft community, right? For supporting us for 20 years, right? For this, right, for these promos going on right now, any $50 order placed before 9:30, right? You only got like 50 minutes before the end of the stream, right? Less than an hour left, right? Place a $50 order before the end, and you'll be getting 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. That's 5 chances to win $600. Or you order an Airsoft gun that's $100 or more, and you're going to be getting 10 chances of winning the shopping spree giveaway, as long as you place that order before the end of the live stream at 9:30. So take advantage while you can. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Cuz Lightyear Airsoft is going on customer service. So we do if you can, we actually do communicate quite a bit actually. Make sure to go ahead and DM us if you guys are having any sort of issues with your orders. Don't DM us here because obviously there's like nothing we can do. I don't have access to the admin. Make sure to go ahead and DM us directly. Instagram, Facebook, Discord server. We can definitely get you taken care of. Just DM us with your order number and we can definitely help you guys out. All right, hey, Isaias, status update on my R15. Haven't had a chance to like get to it. It's in the queue right now, but as soon as it gets its number comes up, then we can definitely go ahead and like get that taken care of. It's just we do got a lot that we got to take care of first, but yeah, we will get that taken care of too, bro. Okay, let's see. Obi Vic Kenobi, who smells the worst in the crew after playing BB Wars? The worst? It's a toss up between I would probably say Justin and myself. Right? And not that we don't shower. We actually showered like right before the event too. We literally showered right before. It's just that it was so fucking hot. Dude, like it was ridiculously hot. I was so sweaty, right? Especially under like all that gear that I was wearing. I was so freaking hot, man. I was dripping sweat. Now, if we're asking between Boaz and Cisco, I think Boaz probably, because Cisco is actually like a little bit of a germaphobe too. He actually like always keeps clean. He actually doesn't like touching stuff in general. He even with people too, he'll give people a hug and everything. But in general, he's actually very much like no, I don't want to touch people. I like he doesn't like germs, and I totally get that. I totally understand that. But between everyone, it would probably have to be me or Justin, just because we sweat like crazy. Okay, we should. Okay, Jim the Mad Viking asks, how did you paint your gun that way in the pic? I think you're asking about the thumbnail, right? My FAL. So in that picture, that is actually my personal FAL that I've used. I've shown it off a couple times on a couple different videos. That one is the Ares SL1A1, I believe is the actual acronym for it. It's the Ares version of the FAL. I'll be honest, it's not the best gun in the world. It's not like that ETU that they have is not very good. It burned out pretty quickly. It still functions, but I don't have semi auto anymore. I can only shoot full auto, which I mean is fine for like a Milsim event, right? Because like whatever. And I have brought it out to a Milsim West event before. I actually did get a few kills with it, not too many. As far as painting that one actually came, I remember like getting a while back. It was part of like a paint kit that I ordered a while back when I first got the gun. And I used the tools they had with me. I did that like sort of hand brushed. I did that, or not hand brushed. I hand painted that one. When I looked at the history of the Sela Scouts, right, and or the Rhodesian Security Forces, whenever they painted their FALs, when they did paint them, because not all of them were. There was many different techniques. There was no standardization as far as the paint, right? And even then, the paints were not always readily available, right? Because remember, there was, I believe there was an embargo that was on South Africa and Rhodesia at the time, right? So it was hard to get any sort of materials in. So they had to go ahead and make do with what they had. So a lot of time they used like lacquer paints, what have you. And the colors were sometimes a little off. So even then, like the colors weren't always there. But that pattern, that iconic baby poop camo, some guys would like do dots. Some guys would do kind of like giraffe spots on there. Some guys would do like more tiger stripe like. I wanted to go in and do something just, again, from what I've seen from reference photos. So I just kind of did like general stripes on there. And I think it came out pretty damn good. A lot of people have actually, I'm actually not joking, I brought that out to a few events. And people looked, and especially because I was wearing like the full kit and everything, everyone thought that I had blank fire. I guess I did a really good job like mocking it up. to look as real as possible. And everyone's like, dude, that's a really cool bling flare. I'm like, oh no, this is airsoft. And everyone's like, what? Right? I thought I was very proud of myself. Do you ever get an F them kids moment in airsoft? No. Whenever I see like newer players or kids or younger players, I always want them to have the best experience possible because I don't want them to. Again, that's the future of airsoft, man. Whenever I see like kids in airsoft, that's the future of airsoft. Without them, we cannot grow. Nick Sebastianelli. I'm so sorry if I butchered your last name. Do you think getting a brushless motor is worth it? I don't think right now, currently, I don't. But then again, that's just, again for just right, like for me playing, I don't see it as worth it. But I mean, you can if you really want to. I don't really feel the need for it personally because I don't have many issues usually with like motors in general, right? Like that's just I don't normally get them. Okay, let's see here. Okay, answered that one already. Okay, I think. Okay, we should be caught up. All right, let's go ahead and scroll down to the most recent questions because I know there's gonna be a few. Oh god, it's caught up. Lasagna. Ooh, lasagna sounds real fucking good right now. And let's see, what are we looking at the polls? Mayo Gang MWS GBB? Okay, it looks like 20. Oh, interesting. 25% so far of you were saying AEG Nation forever, while 75% of you were saying it's a good idea. I think it would be kind of cool, right? Again, like Bossman said, like we are noticing in Asia that. You know, like, granted, I get it, though, right, guys? Like, it is a different market, right? Because, again, they don't really have too much of, like, gun ownership in general. And the U.S. is a very different place, man. I'm telling you. Like, you ever traveled to other countries before, man? Like, culture's changed like crazy. So I get why, like, in Asian markets, right, like, gas guns would be, like, so fucking big, right? Oh. Looks like Bossman wants to go ahead and give another call. See here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do have this question for everyone too. Okay, this is something. It has been on my radar for a while after I watched Grant Dom's his video. He was talking about the Brim 2. Do you know? Poland is heavily involved with the Ukraine war situation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what a Poland grot is? Grot?
A Poland No, I do not.
Okay. Do me a favor. Google it.
How do you spell that?
Grot.
Grot. Poland. Sorry, I'm about to do it with one hand. Oh, okay. Oh, fucking yeah, the fucking goddamn, like, ACR.
Right, well, obviously, it was Masada, then ACR, then this.
Yeah.
What do you think of this gun, guys? What do you guys think of it? Okay, the reason why I find this intriguing is, we are, how should I don't want to sound political, but
it's
we
fine.
are a Western nation. Okay.
Yeah.
We are in support of Ukraine, right? And obviously, Ukraine's nemesis right now is Russia. Yeah. Do you know? Okay. So Russians their main assault rifle is AK-74, right? And then they move on to AK-12.
AK-74, AK-12, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you know that.
Yes.
You probably do. You might know more than me.
I played Battlefield. Yep.
No, not even that. Like. You join Milton West.
Yeah. Most of the guys there are usually using 74s, or there's a couple of guys that use 12s.
So Ukraine is ditching all those Soviet era weapons. Obviously, they're gonna try to use it as much. They're gonna use whatever they have.
Yeah.
Okay. But right now, whoever, this is kind of sad. When they kill a Russian soldier with an AK-12, they actually confiscate the AK-12 as a trophy.
Makes sense.
Okay? So, in my opinion, Ukraine army has been using this gun, and I was watching some of the video, and they're actually talking about good things about this gun.
Wasn't this only in use with like special force units, or was it more widely spread?
No. It's trickling down that. The special force unit, the special force units actually use this one and the bullpup one.
Okay, because I have seen the bullpup one too before.
Yeah, the bullpup one was first introduced to their special units. Okay, now I think they sent 70,000 units of this gun to them already. Okay. I'm like looking at this gun. It's a little bit different than your ACR and your Masada. I mean, you guys can see the difference, and it's kind of updated. You know, it has an M-lock in the front.
It kind of reminds me a little. I mean, yeah, obviously like an ACR or like a Masada. It also, I mean, that stock it kind of reminds me too of a damn like freaking Scar.
No, it's slightly different. I mean, those pictures, it's not what their latest. They had the Scar-looking one, but supposedly they were breaking.
Oh, really?
Something like that.
Was it the stock that was breaking?
Yeah, they reinforced it because I was watching a Task and Purpose. There's another YouTube channel. He was talking about this gun too.
Gotcha.
And he was talking about the evolution of this gun, and I was like, that looks great. And then it looks kind of like the Bren 2 also, if you take a look at it.
Oh yeah, huh? A little bit.
Right?
The Bren 2, yeah.
What, unfortunately, Bren 2 may be hard to replicate because it's an ASG license.
Yeah.
Okay, the newer stock will actually look like those ASG Bren.
Okay. Yeah, I know the stock you're talking about.
Scar-ish look. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I know the stock you're talking about.
Yeah. It actually looks like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not the Scar-ish look, and obviously they have the bullpup, but I don't think bullpup it's going to be popular in airsoft.
Oh hell no!
But something like this isn't really hard to replicate because let's say A and K, if they want to do this, they don't need to change a whole lot.
No, not really. They have a lot of the fucking
my
Masadas.
question to everybody that's already here: what do you guys think about this gun? Okay, I understand. When we think about the war between Russia and Ukraine, you kind of think about like all the Soviet era guns, right? But I'll be honest with you, since we're the Western side, the Allies, and all that kind of stuff, I kind of wanted to support anything that don't resemble Russians. AK-12. It would be fun. I mean, imagine North and West when you kill somebody that has an AK-12. It's like, no, you cannot have your gun now. I'm taking it.
Bruh.
It's a trophy.
Bruh.
No, do a search. Ukraine AK-12. You'll see this.
No, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. It's not even just guns either. There was a guy, I'm not joking, that like, as soon as when the war first started, he normally would just sell like custom tactical gear. He actually like found, because he lived in Ukraine, he actually confiscated and took off a dead Russian their underwear, their socks. He was selling everything off, like literally the clothes off this guy's back. He was selling it on his site.
Ukraine,
yeah,
but
AK-12.
I guess you can look at. I guess what they were. Okay, Zelensky was holding an AK-12 as a trophy, kind of like. I'm not kidding.
No, I know. That's funny.
And you know how they kept saying how many Sukhoi fighter jet they shut down and stuff like that, and they even find PP-20 next to the dead pilots and whatnot.
Yes.
They confiscate those guns. So I'm thinking like, dude, motherfuckers, PP-20, PP-19, AK-12, they're literally the enemy size of gun now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
They're literally using it as to show like they still have the fighting spirit. They still they want to they want to defeat the Russians. They want to use especially AK-12. They don't care about AK-74. For some reason, only the AK-12. They want to capture it, and they want to keep it as trophies.
No, I believe it. I mean, like, because I mean, even in like the early days of the war, whenever they would train, like, especially a lot of like the foreign volunteers or any just sort of the civilians that would like sign up for fighting like as a defense force, they would all be issued like it was a hodgepodge of like fucking 74s, 74Us, 47s or Ms, just a whole mix and variety of AKs, older ones.
You see that picture? The middle, the second picture, you see that guy sitting down and they circle the.
Oh yeah. I've seen that picture before.
That if you click on it and if you're talking about the article, it's exactly what I'm talking about. They're using it as trophy. So imagine telling that to Josh Warren, hey, if whoever uses the AK-12 when they die, they cannot get the AK-12 back.
Hell no, that's mine now.
So yeah, somebody saying AK-12 isn't highly produced. Yes, in a way. That's why they want it's the extra special. That's what I'm saying. They want to capture it, and it's kind of like this special trophy. So yeah, check out that gun. I actually think that gun looks very good. I know that you guys were pretty much answering questions and whatnot, but that it's a sexy gun in my opinion.
Do you think if we were right, if we had enough support for it, if we were to be able to make a Mayo Gang gas rifle, do you think that would be the gun that you would want to make it off of?
Unfortunately, no.
Fuck. Damn it. You got my hopes up.
Dude, it looks good, dude. I mean, I watched a few of the video. It's stylish. It's kind of like updated ACR.
Yeah, no, it's bringing back the ACR design. I dig it.
Yeah, and if it's an M-Block front, it will have a lot of room for battery if you keep the authentic stock, because that stock is slim. It's going to be hard to put a battery in there.
True. Even if they came out with the SCAR version of the stock, I'd still be happy with it.
Yeah, but they ditched that. If you take a look at what they use, and you can understand why they ditched that SCAR thing, because there's a lot more moving parts. This one is a lot more simple.
No, it makes sense. Even on the real like SCAR, that was actually one of the biggest complaints. Specifically, well, actually, even with both the H and the L of the SCAR, like the FN, like most dudes when they were issued that, they, especially the H, they would break the stock fairly easily. Like it was just a very, very fragile component. Everything else was fine. It was just that would constantly break.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm taking a lot of time from the Q&A, but you know, I'm like looking at stuff like I really find this gun very interesting and intriguing because it's being used a lot right now.
Yeah.
I just don't know that. It's actually in the battle as we speak.
As we speak right now, yeah, literally.
And when we thought about all this war, all this thing, we thought about this Soviet era guns, and then you look at the guns like this, oh my God, Eastern Bloc people are using 223, stick mag now. Yeah. I mean, obviously Poland is NATO, so yeah. I mean, I can see that. Yeah, they are.
No, I thought you said Ukraine was NATO. I was like, oh no, Ukraine's not yet. Poland, yes. Yeah.
All right. So if you guys like it, I mean, I can try to pitch. I mean, as everybody, I think it looks sexy.
I think it looks good. I think it looks good too.
Yeah, and there is no mag that has fake bullets that will work for PW.
I was like, I wanted to double check the clear ones. I was like, yeah, I didn't think so. I was double checking just in case I missed it. But yeah, Drexen, that's to answer your question. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But yeah, that gun do look good. And another thing, besides switching to bullpup, they do have another version that you can take AK Mag. Kind of like the ACR. When Masada was talking about it, you can accept AK Mags.
Yup.
All right, that's it.
All right, no worries.
All right, bye.
Later. All right, well, you heard it here first. I mean, honestly, I thought Bossman was dead ass like getting my hopes up. I was like, yo, we're gonna get a gas version of that, like Mayo Gang. No, damn it, fuck. Dead fucking hopes and dreams were shot down. I want to give a shout out to, looks like George got himself 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Shout out to you, my man. Guys, make sure to go ahead and get your entries in now while you can. We only have about 32 minutes before the end of the No Flight List live stream. That means all these promos are going to end, so get your orders in now while you still can and get as many entries as you possibly can into the shopping spree giveaway and win $600. This one comes from TB_DD. If you had $200 to upgrade a LT Gen 3, what would you do? If I had to, that's a lot of money, honestly. I mean, let's get the easy ones out of the way, right? Internals first. New type or inner barrel, new bucking, You hop up nub. That like just get a unicorn setup and you're set there, right? Don't have to worry about that. Would I want to change out the gear set? Honestly, probably not even then. Because, man, like, Bossman brought up a good point, right? Where it's like, I mean, if I did usually change out gear sets when I do on my guns, it's usually like to a 16-to-1 ratio. But that's, like, usually about it, right? Usually I would say, like, kind of do what we did with the MGC4s, right? With steel wire cut gears, 18-to-1s. You can still go with 18-to-1s. Make sure it's, like, properly shimmed. Right, that's kind of like the biggest thing. Make sure it's finely tuned. I would pay more for anything, just for like a good like tune job, like a good shimming job, and like have it finely tuned. Right, seal off compression as well. Make sure that there's no like leaks anywhere. That's usually about it, honestly. And swap out the motor for maybe like whatever motor is currently being used for the MGC4 Mark II. Right, that 25K motor that we have, or the that high torque motor that we're using, that shit's good. Like, even though it's considered, like, more of a torquier motor, it is still fast, like, compared to other torque motors, right? That shit is still really fucking fast. You guys have seen plenty of videos of us shooting the MGC4 Mark II. I think it's really, really fucking fast. So I'd probably go for something like that, and then the rest of it I would spend on externals, right? I'd probably spend on externals just to kind of look the way I want to. Yeah, that'd be about it. Honestly, one of the optics that I'm really digging right now, G1, okay, there you go, is, like, these new EG1 optics. Especially this dark earth one. This one looks cool, man. I love the way this looks. There's actually going to be a MGC4 Mark II combo coming shortly that Boaz, myself, and I actually we built. And I'm actually using an EG1 as for my optic of choice on my setup. I think it looks fucking badass. All right, let's keep moving on up. 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 Dude, my local field is terrible, and the people there are not friendly at all. Tyvo, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That actually really sucks. No, I understand what that's like, because, the field that my original home field that I used to go to, for a while, like, it was good, right? Because it was my first, airsoft field ever. And when I tried, like, going out to different fields, at first it was good too, but, like, I just started noticing that a lot of the players there were just kind of mean-spirited, right? Didn't really want to socialize or hang out. Kind of dicks, honestly, if I'm being real. And it just really sucked because, like, I really wanted to like those fields, and over time they just got worse and worse and worse. And his management was just poor management too, not really dealing with the problem. Or sometimes a lot of the refs, were friends with those guys, and because of that the refs didn't do anything. It just really sucks when that happens. I always appreciate, to any of my guys that are out there right now watching, that if you guys are a ref and you guys are on your job, like, shout out to you guys. You guys have it rough. It's a really rough job being a ref, right? Especially a good one. But you guys got to deal with so much bullshit, and still you're able to pull through and be able to go ahead and deliver a good airsofting experience to your patrons. Fucking shout out to you. You guys are the fucking goats, man. But I'm sorry to hear that, man. I would normally recommend maybe, like, then at that point trying a different field, or maybe just doing private events too. Just doing private events with maybe some of your friends from school or something, or guys on like your team or clubs, your close friends. Just doing private events honestly kind of eliminates a lot of that. Obviously the field conditions, obviously I'm not sure what they're like, but at least you get away from like not having to deal with a lot of like the randos that just show up, right? Make sure you're not missing anything. Mayo King MWS question mark, yes. If you're not missing anything. Okay, I think we should be good. Oh, no, I did not see your question, Ghost. Hey, Isaias, don't know if you saw my last question. It was, which AG rifle do you prefer between M4 or Mark 8? Well, I mean, technically speaking, they're both the same. AR platform, right? M4. It's just a different configuration of the M4. But, like, if I had to say specifically, if you're asking about, like, the M4 carbine, like the classic carbine setup, with the fucking, either the clamshell or, like, the freaking Knights Armament, like, quad rail setup, that classic look, versus the Mark 18 with the 10-inch barrel, 9.5-inch rail system, if we're talking about the Mod 1. I like carbine length more, but the Mark 18 Mod 1 setup specifically is just fucking cool, man. It's just a fucking cool setup, right? I mean, even like, look, you just look up LT31, right? I mean, just look at this. Is basically how I had to spend money to get my this is actually my very first AEG. I had a G&G CM18, right, that I wanted to turn into, like, it looked kind of like the Mark 18 Mod 1, but it just wasn't perfect, so I had to spend money to get, like, the actual, at the time it was the Mad Bull Day Defense Mark 18 rail, in that burnt bronze, which was fucking impossible to find. So a lot of times I ended up having to get like the black one and just bake the rail myself to get the bronze effect. But the fact that you can get this like as is, literally as is right now, right, for like 209 normal retail, for if anything right now within the next 2 hours, 192.28, that's fucking cool. Right, I feel like the Mark 18 setup as is like lends itself very well to both indoor and outdoor, right, for CQB and for long range. Because even though it may not have the longest barrel overall, it's still long enough that you can still work it in an outdoor environment and still have decent amount of range. But it's short enough for you to be, or for it to be easier to maneuver in a CQB environment comparatively when you're looking at like a carbine. Like, not that you can't do it. There was actually a YouTube comment that I saw where they're like, you know, all of them, when we're talking about the MGC4 Mark II, they're saying, oh, it's too long, you can't maneuver that in a CQB environment. And I'll be honest, that's honestly more of a skill issue, if I'm being real, right? I mean, there are plenty of, like, stories of, like, in the early days of, you know, the invasion of Iraq, where a lot of dudes, especially, like, Marines, had to, like, you know, clear buildings, and they had to do it with a full-length M16 rifle, right? And I know that they were wishing that, man, I wish this shit was, like, shorter, right? But, hey, they put in work, man. They were able to clear with full M16 rifles. That's fucking skill right there, man. So if you can definitely do it with a carbine. But yes, it does help if you have a shorter barrel setup. So a Mark 18 would be kind of nice in that sort of situation. Hey, yo, so in case y'all were wondering, I just got the update from Bossman himself. Make sure I'm not... Okay, there you go. So apparently, the Classic Army, the M110, the SR25s, those actually have... They are here. They are at the ports right now. We should be getting them later this week or even at latest by next week. And the CA LMG. You know what I'm talking about, CA LMG. Wrong one. Hold on. LMG Classic Army. And this guy. They should all be here. And again, they're either going to be going up either like the end of this week. They'll be like just saying regular, like, you know, available, or next week. Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Okay, should answer all that. Okay. Someone was asking ammo SQA. I did see this question. For Air Revival BB Wars, it says we can't wear black. Does that also include a basic black t-shirt, assuming I'm on the Rebel side? Okay, here's what I would say. If you're on the Rebel side, if you wear a basic black t-shirt, then that should be okay, because I remember Boaz did that, and that was okay. What I would say, if you're on the Rebel side, try not to use, if you're using a black t-shirt, don't use black pants, right? Don't use black pants, right? Ideally, if you're doing Rebel, you would just be wearing like regular civilian clothes that's not black, right? But you can wear a black t-shirt, and that should be okay. I would just recommend that you wear like jeans or like some other color, even tan colored pants. That's gonna be my best recommendation to you, because I get it, like it's hard to go out and like monitor and be that strict about every single little thing. But I would say this: do not do BB Wars if you want to do like a solid black kit and then you try to be like Rebels. That's not going to work. That's not going to fly. We're going to look at you and we're going to ask you deadass to go ahead and just go Empire. Even if you came with a group, we will ask you to do Empire or you can leave. Because, like, you know, you don't want to be a jerk, right? Because, again, like, Empire colors are typically, like, using a lot of black or multicam black, right? Because that's very Empire. But for Rebels are supposed to be using, like, non-camos. Usually, like, the go-to, like, look for a Rebel would be like a PMC, right? Something like maybe you're wearing like a flannel, maybe wearing some jeans or like some khaki bottoms, right? And then whatever color gear you might be wearing on top, right? Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, let's go ahead and scroll down here. Looks like looks like Bossman's coming in. Yeah, it's just because someone was asking for a 308 setup. Yeah. No, so like, yeah, the SR25s, like I mentioned earlier, those are going to be coming in. I'm not going to lie. I want to pick one up. I want to pick one up so bad. I want one so bad. Because I was honestly hardcore thinking about getting the, the Golden Eagle SR25, right? Those are fucking cool. But this is just kind of that classic M110 setup, which I love, right? It's just, and it already has the ECS programmed into it. So fucking cool. All right. Oh, the Mark 26 also. That one is also going to be coming up as well. I want to give a shout out to Chef, my man. He just got himself 10 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. He picked up an airsoft gun that was $100 or more. Guys, you only have about, what is that, fucking 21 more minutes till the end of the live stream. So don't miss out. You want to place your orders now while you still can before the end of the live stream and get as many chances as you can, again, into that shopping spree giveaway and win $600. All right. Scroll down. All right, cool. Sure. Brand new credit instrument. Okay, this one comes from that one tall kid, 45. I have a brand new Crytek Mark II SPR with a level 1 lipo in it, and after I shoot about a magazine, the motor gets warm. Is that an issue I need to worry about? If so, how do I fix it? Usually, like, motor's gonna get warm. I mean, that's like kind of a normal thing, right? Like, especially using 11.1s. Motors can get warm. That's totally fine. There's not really too much to worry about. Now, if it starts getting like really hot, then I would say, okay, that's a bit concerning, right? That's what I would say. Like, it would be a little bit concerning at that point. But yeah, after like playing for a little bit, like motors can still get warm. It's not a big deal. Jim the Mad Viking. What about Action Army VSR 10 parts? I don't believe we have those coming in just yet. I believe those are still out of stock. But again, as soon as they become available, we're gonna go ahead and make the announcement there as well. Ryan Tyler. I feel you on that G&G life, Isaias. Running a CM16 SRL, and it's run like a dream at my indoor and one outdoor matches. Yeah, no, dude. I used to be like back in the day. I used to be a big G&G fanboy. I used to be a huge G&G fanboy, and even to an extent, I will still to this day, I will respect G&G for the legacy that they've built. However, I am gonna call out G&G on a few things, right? Why the fuck? I get it. I get it, right? I totally understand, right? Inflation, right? Inflation is like, it sucks, but you know, there are a lot of guns that, you know, are definitely not worth $200 that they're charging over $200 for. I'm not a big fan of that, right? And I feel like G&G could really do a lot more investing into their beginners like lineup, right? Their like classic combat machine lineup. Maybe just start like to get rid of that price, man. Like it kind of sucks, right? That like you still have to spend what would be, you know, the equivalent of like a pro line Lancer Tactical with full metal construction, 603 Type bore inner barrel, quick change spring system, rotary style hob chamber, the works, right? Pre-installed ETU, and that's the same price as like your basic G&G Comet Machine CM16 Raider short. Like, really? That's what you're paying for? I mean, I get it. Like, they're good internally, but even then, it's like, when you just look at the value of what you're buying, it's like, what exactly are you spending your money on, right? Like, it's not going to include even half of those features. Right, I just feel like there is a lot more that G&G could do to invest in their beginner lineup, and I don't mean like, okay, make their Comet Machine line like $250+ to $350, right? No, the Comet Machine line was supposed to be a platform that when you didn't have a whole lot of money, but you wanted something that was good, right? And don't get me wrong, they're still good, they're still serviceable, but compared to what you can get out there nowadays, honestly, I don't really like see a need to go ahead and get a G&G unless it's a very specific model, right? Or like one of their high-end stuff. But again, you can get a lot of that stuff for like even cheaper, right? There are better deals out there, and I will call G&G out on that, even though I used to be a big fan of theirs. 10-inch to 11.5 is a pretty versatile length for indoor and outdoor. Yeah, Prime Tech Custom, you said it best. Yeah, that length, it works very well for both indoor and outdoor, right? Like, again, and that's not even to say that you can't use a like even shorter gun at an outdoor field. Absolutely. Like, there are guys that I know that play outdoors, and they will rock a pistol as their primary. But they're still good enough to go ahead and get like several different kills. That just speaks volumes to the player, and again, how they tune their guns as well. If you tune it for like, you know, outdoor for distance play, you can still do a lot, even with a pistol. You still can. Make sure you're not missing any. Lower that IQ recommendation replicas on that take 308 style magazine. Yeah, this is what the Classic Army M110 would be like my go-to, especially because we're getting those in like within the next week and a half. Like, fuck. It's going to be so cool. I can't wait till we can get these guys in. That would be my recommendation if you want like best of the best out of the box. But if you're on a budget, I would say... damn it. SR25. I would say probably go with the Golden Eagle SR25Ks if you're on a budget. If you're on a really tight budget, these are less than $300. They're fucking cool. Full metal construction. You are getting a nice M-Lock style rail system. You can get the option if you want the full stock or you want the crane stock. Personally, I'd go with the full stock so you get more battery space, but that's just me. And you can find magazines for these very easily. And it is compatible with some version 2 parts. So again, you can easily find parts to upgrade this bad boy. It's a great base. It is a great base platform for you to start building your 308 build if you wanted to, right? If you want to save a little bit of money. These are fucking cool. Ryan Tilly, I'm getting my MT4 this weekend and I'm hyped. Hey man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. You're gonna be very happy with your MT4 Mark II. sure I'm not missing anything. Can't change the gear set unless you have that sector gear for the Zion mod. So just transfer the mag. Oh, I didn't even see Boss Man's message. I was gonna say, yeah, just transfer the magnet over. Yeah, he said it. He said it best. Yeah, that's exactly what you would do. Just transfer the magnet over. What mid-caps fit the Ronin 10? Because some of my spare mid-cap mags don't fit. I mean, it should be compatible with pretty much most like magazines, most mid-cap mags. Like we've tested them out with like Lancers, we've tested them out with some Octurus, we've tested them out with G&Gs. I mean, it was like I think some of them were slightly tighter in there, but you know, just gotta jam it in there. Make sure I'm missing anything. Make sure I'm missing anything. Okay, I should be caught up there. Okay, cool. Make sure I'm not scrolling. Okay, cool. Okay, scrolling up here. Okay, you got caught up right now. Lower that IQ. Budgets are overrated. I mean, I get what you're saying, but again, there are some people out there. Again, like that's where I came from, man. Like a lot of people, don't have a whole lot of money to spend out immediately in airsoft, especially if they're just starting. So I kind of get it, right? We want to go ahead and help cater towards everyone. We don't want to go ahead and look at someone like, oh, why don't you just spend more? That's the last thing we want to do, right? We get it. Many people cannot afford the like most high-end guns in airsoft, and it's totally understandable, right? So we try to offer a good variety for every type of player. Looks like Gage just got themselves 10 entries in the shopping spree giveaway. Good on you, Gage, for going out and placing your order and taking advantage of the promo we got going on right now. Guys, the people that placed their orders right now and took advantage of these promos, they have the highest odds of winning that $600 prize pot. You can be the next big winner too, but all you got to do is place that order. Only takes one $20 plus order to be entered into the giveaway automatically, but you place a $50 order within the next 14, had to do quick math, 14 minutes, and you'll be getting 5 entries in the shopping spree giveaway. However, you buy an airsoft gun, it's $100 or more, within the next 14 minutes, you will be getting 10 entries. That's 10 chances to win $600. Place your orders. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. And yeah, if you guys haven't already, make sure to go ahead and like the stream. Really helps us out, beat those YouTube algorithms, because those motherfuckers really do not like airsoft. They really don't like us. So any and all support is much appreciated. And please go ahead and share this around, right? It really helps us out too. Share it to pretty much anyone that might be at all remotely interested in airsoft, and we can definitely help them out. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Act right, take my money. Shut up and take my money. I love that meme. Did your comment make a game called... I'm sorry, Killer Airsoft 09? I actually don't understand that question. Chef Panicock, I feel like it's good bang for your buck. Let's see here. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, this one comes from Giant Lather. Can you ask Bossman if it's within his ability to stock TM Saiga 12K? That's going to be up to our distributor if they want to go ahead and get that in. As soon as our distributors can get it, we can get it. Okay, I believe we should be caught up on most of the questions right now. Lower than IQ. I can't afford the guns that I have. I mean, and hey, that's definitely for you, right? There are some people that like when I was growing up, playing, like I didn't have a whole lot of money, right? Like I didn't have a whole lot of money growing up, right? The airsoft was one of the things that was like, all right, that was like I wanted to get into it, and I did everything I could to try to go ahead and get enough money to get started in airsoft. But again, like having a budget that fits for everyone and offering and giving recommendations to every type of player, regardless of what budget they may have, I feel like that's kind of the right move, honestly, and that's definitely something we want to do. We don't want to be the guys that are like, no, you have to spend $300 in order to get something good, otherwise we don't want to talk to you. Fuck no, because I've been to places like that. I when I was shopping around for airsoft, and like I've been to places like that where if I didn't have like cash in hand, right, for like $400-$300+ right then and there, or if I wasn't looking at all the high end shit, then they would just look at me like what are you doing here? They would look at me like I was like they were disgusted by me, or they didn't want to have anything to do with me, right? And that was a fucked up feeling, and I felt like terrible like that, because I was like, really, I'm already poor, right? As a kid, right? I'm already poor. You're making fun of me because I'm poor. What the fuck's wrong with you, right? Like that sucked, and I wanted to make sure that I never, even if no matter how much money I have in now, right, or how much money I make in the future, I never wanted to act that way or be that way to anyone, especially because I work in the airsoft industry, right? I never wanted to be that guy that made someone feel bad because they didn't have the most high-end AEG or the most high-end gas blowback rifle, right? That isn't something that I want it to be, and I will never be that. If I am like that, someone can punch me. Like, you guys can fucking punch me.
Okay, Go says, "Hey Isaias, I asked Cisco about creating a character backstory for BB Wars, but what I asked him but didn't get answer to, which was, can I use you or Cisco or Buzz's name for the backstory or no?" I'm gonna be honest, Ghost, I didn't really understand the question, but I mean, if you're trying to write something for like a backstory for us, I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, I don't mind. I don't know if it'll be used for our main content. But I mean, you're more than welcome to. I mean, hey, if anything, you can go ahead and DM us with suggestions if you want to. The lore sort of stuff, that's always kind of been like in the background, right? Just to kind of give some context, right? And kind of help add to the overall tone and the atmosphere. Not so much like main story wise, right? Like it's for us to help like with kind of drive the sort of like universe behind it, but it's not really like the main driving point. But yeah, dude, if you have suggestions that you want to go ahead and give out to us as far as like maybe the next video that we do for BB Wars, for like the next like nice cinematic video, then yeah, dude, you're more than welcome to go ahead and give us some suggestions. You never know. We're always open, and we always have an ear open to the community, and we always want to listen to what you guys are suggesting. And if it's within our realm of it's within the realm of possibility, and it's something that we can do and that would would work out, then yeah, you never know. You never know. We might end up just taking your suggestions to heart, right, and end up doing that. So I would say DM us directly with all your suggestions, and then yeah, we can definitely take a look at that. Obviously, it might take us some time, and we might not always like follow that, but again, you're more than welcome to. I don't mind. Okay.
Are the SpeedKB belts worth the price? Matthew asked, if you like the name brand, then I would say go for it, but honestly, you can get battle belts that are like pretty good and that are actually cheaper, I would say. Actually, take a look at our tactical gear section. We actually have a whole section, right? Tactical belts. There's quite a few belts that you can go ahead and get, honestly. Same thing with the rigs too, like what is it? The nucleus chest rig. Like I feel like there's like it's not bad. It's good, but I just feel like there's other stuff you could get as well. Honestly. I-O, it's off to work I go. Stitch, have a good work shift, Stitch. Let's see here. Hey, Isaias, I think I asked it earlier, but any word on my Black R15? Dark Tree, I did answer your question earlier. As of right now, I don't have a status update. There are quite a few guns that were checked into the queue. Yours is still like waiting in queue. As soon as your number comes up, we can go ahead and get it worked on. I know Cisco did have you quoted for earlier, but a lot of stuff has like changed, unfortunately, in that regard. But yeah, as soon as we can get it done, then we will be sending you an email, bro.
Okay. Elite Four CQB dual wield Chip Panikage? Question mark?
I don't know how that's much of a question. I mean, I'm not opposed to dual wielding. Chef, I know you love to dual wield. I know you love to dual wield, bro. The only things that personally I would want to dual wield like consistently, because I'll dual wield anything, but as far as like something that I would want to run like as a normal setup for me, if I had to dual wield something, I'd probably want to dual wield the. You guys remember the KWA like Mac 11s? Those. I would want to dual wield those. That'd be fucking cool, right? Looking like Neo from the Matrix.
Okay, let's see here. This one comes from BMW Fire. Are airsoft snipers practical?
No. I know it's a very like brief and like blunt answer, but to answer your question as directly as I can, it's no. They're not the most practical. However, that doesn't mean that they aren't very fun. Airsoft is already kind of a niche thing, so it's even more of a niche finding the community that likes, bolt action rifles. There are quite a few guys that do, though. With that said, it's not like they don't exist. They are very present, right? And a lot of guys, especially if they know what they're doing and they can properly employ like good tactics, they are scary to deal with. They are very, very terrifying. If you're one of those guys, I feel like Jim, right? Jim the Mad Viking, he's one of those guys that like I remember that like we were talking like we was because I've seen him so much in the freaking streams that he actually probably knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. And there's many guys that even in my own local field that I know personally that they run the bolt action setup, right, and they might not be, and they'll say it's not the most practical thing in the world, but they know exactly how to fucking run it, and they are scary effective with their bolt actions, right?
I would say it depends on the platform you go with. They're all really fun. Typically, going with like a VSR 10 platform is going to be your best bet because that's the platform that has the most amount of like upgrade components. And I feel like some people would argue that it's one of the easiest ones to upgrade just as far as the work itself. But yeah, I would say that'd probably be the most practical out of all of them. Yeah, I would say that. I feel like that's the best way to go answer it. It's not the most practical, but it is very, very fun. Usually, if you are looking for practicality and you want long range, I say go with like a DMR setup. That's just what my personal opinion. It's a lot easier to get your kill if you have follow-up shots that are instant as opposed to like, oh, I missed. You know, like. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Oh God. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've always wanted to have a sniper, but it's a lot of money. But I bet it's a fun, like you're saying. Actually, BMW Fire, it's actually not as expensive as you think, honestly. You can still be fairly affordable. This is one that I would recommend that you get. VSR. If you're looking for a bolt-action sniper rifle, where is it? There we go. Oh, dude, it's even cheaper, and I forgot that it's on a shocker deal. The double barrel VSR 10s. Our previous tech had disassembled some of these VSR 10s, right, from double barrel specifically, and he was pleasantly surprised at the level of quality that went into these guys. Now, obviously, it's not going to be like the most intense thing in the world compared to like an AG. There's not as many parts, right? But he was actually very impressed with the performance and the quality of internal parts that went into the double bells, especially considering that price point. If you were looking for a affordable and pretty solid out of the box VSR 10, this is one that I would honestly, like, with 100% confidence can say that, yeah, this is worth it. This is way more than worth it. Especially with that daily shocker deal, right? And it's already shooting like freaking hot. It's already shooting close to like the 500 FPS mark, right? Which is typically where you would want it, because a lot of fields, if they do have a specialty like sniper rule, right, for FPS, they'll usually say 500 FPS. Just you also have like a 100-foot minimum engagement distance, right? But that kind of evens out, right, if you think about it. That's usually what I would say is like my go-to. And there's other versions too. If you don't like the solid like synthetic polymer or synthetic black, you can also go with the imitation or even real wood variants as well. Those are a little bit pricier, but again, still worth it. I really like that imitation wood one. That's fucking cool, man. That's really fucking cool. But again, all individual preference. But if you were looking for a bolt-action sniper rifle, that would be the one that I would honestly recommend. Looks like Darktree got himself the 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway as well. He bought himself BB Wars tickets for Arid Revival. Guys, don't miss out. I'm actually curious. Darktree, did you order Empire or did you order Rebels? I'm banking on Empire is what you ordered, but I could be wrong. But yeah, guys, make sure to go ahead and place your orders. Tickets for both the Empire and the Rebellion are available right now. It's going to be hosted at SC Village on October 21st. You do not want to go ahead and miss out on the ever-growing conflict between both sides, right? This is going to be a really, really dope event. You don't want to miss out. And $50, order within the next 3 minutes, and you'll still get the 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway because the live stream is going to be ending in just a few. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. If you're not missing anything. Balasos asks, can I put a trace unit on the ACW Spectre? There should be a way to go ahead and do it, but as is right now with its current outer barrel, not possible, because I believe that the outer barrel is not like threaded, like the 14mm counterclockwise thread. So, and it's not even like really threaded. It's like some weird like outer barrel. I remember Cisco was like telling me about this, and I was really disappointed in the news. Ghost, hey Isaias, I was wondering if I could talk to face-to-face using like Skype so I can give you my suggestions in person to easily more understand what I'm talking about. I want to be able to go and do face-to-face, just because like usually I am pretty busy at work. I do work, you know, like a regular full-time job. I'm usually busy either getting descriptions up or I'm working on social media stuff. So I wouldn't be able to go and do face-to-face, but yeah, man, you're more than welcome to go out. If you want to DM me directly, you can. It might take me a little while to get back to you because I am using the main like Airsoft GI account to answer like questions, you know, regarding customer service stuff. But you know, you are more than welcome to go ahead and DM me as well, and I'll get back to you when I can. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, make sure you're not missing around. Okay, I think I should be kind of. Oh God, caught up real fast. Empire, hey Empire, baby. Empire shotguns only game. Actually, Chef, You might be onto something, bro. That'd actually be kind of cool. Just one round where we all, especially if it's like on a CQB, like portion of the SC Village's map, if we can just go ahead and use like only shotguns, right? That'd be fucking funny as fuck. Everyone just, you just hear a collective from the crossfield. Are you guys ready? Yeah. All right, let's see sheer. Yeah, I might end up getting that. I had no idea good ones were that good at the price. Thanks. I always saw the $500 ones. Yeah, thanks. I have a Gen 3 Lance Tactical and a pistol. Very fun. Yeah, absolutely, those are very fun. But yeah, you don't have to spend that much in order to go ahead and get like a decent sniper rifle. Like, it all depends. But yeah, when we found that out about the double belt VSR 10s, we were pleasantly surprised. And I highly would recommend picking one of those guys up as well, especially because you can build them out too. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Make sure I'm not missing anything for the Empire. It's good to see. I feel like Boaz is going to be pretty sad, though. He's going to be pretty sad that not too many people are joining up with him on the Rebellion. Only shotguns. Everybody run away from Act-Right and his new shotty. That's right. I forgot he has a new one. All right, guys. It is 9:30. That is going to wrap it up for tonight's episode. If you guys haven't already, make sure to pick up a ticket for BB Wars, Arid Revival, and also make sure to go ahead and pick up an Independence Day mystery box. They are still available right now, but they are moving, so make sure you pick yours up fast. $170. You automatically get free shipping, and you will be getting this access to this big-ass prize list, right? You do not want to go ahead and miss your chance to win something dope. Order yours now while you still can. And there are a ton of new products that are available on the website as well. You do not want to miss out. And we're constantly adding new products. Remember, anything $20 or more, and you will automatically be entered in the shopping spree giveaway. All right, guys, thank you to everyone that chose to spend their free time hanging out with the Mayo Gang, hanging out with me. It really does mean the world to me that you guys choose to spend your free time hanging out with me. Hopefully, I was entertaining enough for you guys, and I was able to answer your questions. However, if I wasn't able to get to your question, make sure to go ahead and DM airsoftgi.com specifically on our Instagram, our Facebook, or even our Discord server, and we can definitely help you guys out. And remember, I stream like fairly often. I'm fairly certain I'm going to be streaming on this Friday as well, so keep an eye out for that as well, and I will happily answer your questions. But with that said, guys, make sure to go ahead and properly support the channel more directly by shopping for all your Airsoft goodies at Airsoft GI. Leave this video a thumbs up, share it around too, really helps us out. And I will see you guys on the next episode of the No Flight List live stream.